Imagine the cobblestone streets of Guadalajara, where an old mansion whispers secrets of the Mexican Revolution. In its courtyard, a child plays with an orange cat that no one else sees, while a treasure of gold coins waits beneath the cement, guarded by a mystery that defies logic. This is the adventure of Luisito, Ana, and a ghostly feline that united two families in a tale of faith, repentance, and miracles. In the heart of Jalisco, where the mansions of Guadalajara hold echoes of battles and broken promises, legends speak of hidden treasures protected by forces that only the pure of heart can see or perceive. The elders warn with eyes full of mystery that those treasures have guardians. If you touch them without deserving them, you will pay a price. Could they be superstitions, stories to scare? In 2015, the mansion on Morelos Street was a tired giant with walls that had witnessed revolutionary armies and betrayals of the past. Its adobe walls were built during the days of the Mexican Revolution, and its backyard was a silent witness to a turbulent past. It was divided in two to rent it out. In one half lived the Morales family. Jose, a carpenter with rough hands, Clara, his wife, who washed other people's clothes to stretch the budget, and Luisito, their 7-year-old son, a whirlwind of curiosity with an imagination that turned the backyard into a kingdom of adventures. But one afternoon, in the kitchen, Jose and Clara were chatting while peeling potatoes for the meal, keeping an eye on Luisito through the window. The boy was running in the yard, laughing and waving his arms as if he were embracing something. "This house is too big for us," sighed Jose, wiping the sweat off. "We barely pay the rent." Clara, with a smile, replied, "But look at Luisito. He has space to almost fly. He's always with his games." Jose, looking out the window, frowned. "This boy is talking to himself again, and his imaginary cat. Look, no more. Now he wants to hug the air." Clara laughed. "Let him be. He says it's his orange cat that hides in the laundry room wall." Jose grumbled. "That old laundry room is just in the way. One day I'm going to tear it down." Luisito, unaware of his parents' doubts, spent hours in the yard chasing his invisible friend. "Look, Dad, the cat went through the wall." "Again?" he shouted, pointing at the built-in sink, covered with moss and cracks that leaked water everywhere. But Jose and Clara only saw cement and rust. "It's his imagination," they said, not knowing that the child saw something they could never understand. In 2018, fate took a cruel turn. The owners of the big house sold it, and the Morales family had to move. Luisito, with a broken heart, said goodbye to his yard on the last night. Kneeling next to the sink, with tears rolling down his cheeks, he whispered, "Why do you always hide, Kitty? You don't come with me to play. I'm leaving now. I'm going to miss you." Luisito hugged the air one last time, feeling as if his feline friend slipped away through the cracks of the sink. What he didn't know was that this pile of cement held a secret buried decades ago. During the wild days of the revolution, a jar full of gold coins hidden by rebels who never returned. And perhaps in just this once, an invisible guardian was protecting it. The big house found new owners, Miguel and Sofia Ramirez, a couple who sacrificed everything for a dream. Miguel, a strong-handed bricklayer, and Sofia, a nurse with endless shifts, saved every peso for years. They sold their car, worked overtime, and took out loans to buy the house, a home for their 10-year-old daughter, Ana, a girl with a shy smile, but a brave spirit. "This house is for Ana," Miguel would say, forcing a smile as they unpacked boxes in the living room. Sofia, with a trembling voice, murmured, "It was worth it, Miguel, everything we left behind. But the dream of a yard, where Anna could play kept them strong. Days later, life dealt them a devastating blow. Fevers, pains, fatigue that couldn't be explained. A visit to the doctor changes everything. A rare liver disease required urgent surgery with a cost that seemed like an impossible mountain. In the kitchen, Sofia, amidst sobs, cried out, "The money for the house, Miguel. We could have paid for the operation." Miguel, with his heart in pieces, replied, "I didn't know, Sofia. I thought this house was the best for her." Anna, from the doorway with a weak voice, said, "Mom, don't cry. I'll be fine." And Miguel, kneeling beside his daughter, promised, "Don't worry, my girl. We will find a way." But the guilt consumed them, and every crack in the big house seemed to mock their sacrifice. One afternoon, Miguel, filled with frustration, decided to vent in the yard. "If we can't save Anna, at least I'll do something useful," he thought. Looking at that old wash house, he grabbed a sledgehammer and began to hit the concrete, which crumbled easily. And suddenly, a flash blinded them. Among the rubble, a rusty metal jug spilled, releasing a torrent of gold coins that shone like the sun. "What the hell?" murmured Miguel, stunned. "Sofia, come quickly." Sofia ran to the yard, and upon seeing the coins, her tears of despair turned to disbelief. "Gold! Revolutionary gold coins!" exclaimed Miguel, picking one up. "Is it enough for Anna?" asked Sofia, her heart in her throat. And Miguel, counting frantically, nodded. "More than enough. We're going to save her. This is a lot." Anna, peeking from the window, smiled weakly. "It's a treasure, Dad, like in the stories." Sofia, hugging her, replied, "Yes, my love, a treasure that found us when we needed it most." And while they celebrated, Anna saw something that no one else noticed. An orange cat crossing the yard, vanishing into the breeze like a whisper. "Thank you," she murmured, as if she knew that invisible feline had been her guide. The news of the treasure spread like wildfire through the neighborhood. "Gold coins found in the mansion on Morales Street," the neighbors said. In a rented little house a few streets away, the Morales family heard the rumor. Jose, Clara, and Luisito, now 10 years old, looked at each other in silence. A neighbor, with the excitement of fresh gossip, told them everything. Luisito, with a trembling voice, said, "It was there, Dad, where I played with the cat. I told you 1,000 times." Jose, pale, stammered, "It can't be. The laundry room? I thought it was your imagination, son." Clara, covering her mouth, murmured, "My God, the boy always said the cat went into the wall. What if it was true?" Luisito, with a mix of anger and sadness, exclaimed, "Of course it was true, but you never believed me. That treasure was there and we let it go." Jose, lowering his gaze, whispered, "Son, I didn't know this. It was an old laundry room. How was I supposed to imagine?" Regret weighed heavily, and it did, on the Morales family. Jose relived every moment he ignored his son Luisito, every incredulous laugh at his stories about the orange cat. What if they had listened? What if the guardian of the treasure had spoken to them? The gold was gone, but the lesson was etched in their hearts. The coins, valued at a fortune, Sikor paid for Anna's surgery, and there was enough left over for a better future. The Ramirez family, grateful, placed a small statue of an orange cat in the yard, a tribute to the mystery that saved them. The big house, now filled with laughter, seemed more alive than ever. Meanwhile, the Morales family learned to listen to the invisible, to trust the voices that adults often ignore. And Luisito, now a teenager, never knew that his imaginary friend was pointing him to a real treasure. But he carried with him the certainty that the invisible always has something to say. This story, sent by Mrs. Isabel Hernandez, a neighbor and friend of Anna's family, is more than a tale of gold and mysterious cats. It is a reminder that destiny whispers to those who dare to listen, and that sometimes only children can see what adults forget. And you, would you believe in a cat that no one else can see? Tell us in the comments. This is the end of this great story. Thank you very much. See you soon.